Afternoon, Paul Murray. Uh, I would I would tell you today was a fantastic morning. I went to the gun range and to shoot my new guns. The Baby Eagle 4.0, which is a super self-defense weapon. Um, you see the cops have bang, 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 bang to put somebody down, right? That's because if you don't hit something vital, they're going to keep shooting at you. And they have to shoot so many rounds to put something down. Well, the difference is the 4.0, bam, they're down. They're gone. All right. So that's that one. And then there's the Beast. The Beast. This one. This is a Desert Eagle. Yep. Desert Eagle. It's one of the large. It is the largest handgun in the world. It's a .50, and that sucker kicked like a mule, but it was fun. All right, I did that. That ought to make. Oh yeah. And when I was at the range, what was fantastic was the the the, the men and women down there, and they had their kids 10 years old, boy and girl, 10 years old, learning how to shoot, and that is the age to teach them. All right. And that boy was good. He was fantastic. All right. Now, that's done. All right, got that out. Now, let's talk about propaganda. All right. Lies and propaganda and all that. And it's interesting because, okay. Number one, in the 1960s, early 1960s, during the Cold War, we had classes after classes after classes on what the Russians would do if that, because at that time, Cold War was between Russia and the United States. The old bomb threats, hiding the kids hiding under the desk, huh? They had the bomb threats going on and everything else. So we had classes on it. And part of that class was the use of psychological warfare, using the television and radio to take over a country. The same way that Russia would use our radios to take over the United States. That was back then. The way they got it because Adolf Hitler used a little 9-inch television. Now he used that to brainwash a lot of German citizens. The reason I know that is because I spent 9 years over there talking to them and getting to know them, and I heard all their horror stories. All right, now so didn't the Democrats. Okay, the United States saw what Hitler did, and I said, "Well, we can't have that here. No, that's not going to happen in the United States." So in 1947, they enacted the Smith-Mundt Act. The Smith-Mundt Act kept propaganda and lies from being used on the television to brainwash the people, and also to keep foreign people, foreign governments from brainwashing us. I mean, it would work both ways. Okay, the Geneva Convention, they held that in 1948. They agreed. They called it psychological warfare, and they made it a weapon of war. And it is. That it is so deceiving that you don't even realize it's happening. All right. Now, I watched television back then. Shoot, all the way through. Okay. I did. I was glued to it, the same as everybody else here. I was glued to it. I watched all of them. Beverly Hills Lilies was super. Yeah, I watched all them shows. Uh, and in 2021, I was taken to Osceola Regional Hospital in Florida, Kissimmee, Florida, by ambulance, unconscious. They tested me, unconscious, and I had COVID and pneumonia. So they wrote me off. They wrote me off as dead, sent me to a hospice in Orlando to die. And they, oh, he's dead. Put me in a coma to die peacefully. 2 months later, the good Lord woke me up. He says, not my time. I was in rehab 4 months to gain enough strength. You lose everything. I couldn't move my fingers. The only reason I got the nurse's attention, my eyes. You couldn't move anything. So I laid there and I finally got my hands and arms to move, and I turned the television on. But you lay in bed, there's nothing to do. I turned the TV on. And I felt that all that anxiety and depression laid down on me. And I turned it off. I killed it. I got a tablet and I went online on the tablet. That's how I got online. I went online on the tablet, back online. I have never turned the television on. I canceled service when I got home. I do not have a television. I got a beautiful, huge TV in my family room and no service for it. I get my news online, the ones that stream online, good news. And you have to watch that because they got some lousy, yeah, they still pushing trash. No, I got a cousin. I got a cousin. I love that cousin. But she's totally out of it. Guess what she gets her news? CNN, the worst of the worst. And they're the absolute. I mean, they couldn't even, they got a guy that told a guy on the news station, on live news, and he's got a picture up behind him of a black guy, right? He's got a picture of a black man behind him, and he's saying, and a 30-year-old white man. What the? Anyway, psychological warfare is a weapon of war, and it can get to you, and you don't even realize it. You're the last one to realize it, and it's hard. I had a Marine veteran in a clinic, and he repeated everything that he had heard on television verbatim. You couldn't question him. He believed everything he heard on the television. And we argued, boy, do we argue. And I finally gave up and I shook his hand and I says, I wish you luck and I'll pray for you. And that's all I could do. Because at that point, there's nothing you can do. You people that I feel are being brainwashed right now would never realize it. And that hurts. So I have to pray for you people. I really hope that you wake up. I really honestly hope you wake up because you have been lied to for 11 years. You understand that? 11 years since Obama gutted the Smith Mustang. Have fun. Know that I love you. And I hope you enjoyed that. I did. Bye.